Hello everybody, New Manchester here, back with another video, and I'm going to read a post from Andy, and it's from the happierabroad.com site run by Winston Wu. I remember Winston asked me have I joined the forum yet, and well, I told him I was, but I'm going to join the forum if I get the chance. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff lately in my life, so I'm gonna try. Or anyone know how to join the forum? You guys can like send me a comment and show and tell me how. Okay, so here's a post from Andy, and it's titled 15 Things I've Noticed About American Women. And he posted this on Tuesday, January the 14th of 2014. Okay, and here it is. 15 Things I've Noticed About American Women by Andy. Years ago, upon returning home from an extensive amount of time abroad, I started viewing my country much differently than I ever had before. One of the things that really stood out to me and aroused my eerie was American women. Having been exposed to other cultures and interacting with foreign women, I now had a reference point for which to formulate a basis of comparison, something I never had or could do previously. In addition to learn about myself, I gain a deeper yet eye-opening understanding about the culture in which I was born and raised. This is my perspective on the species that is American women, via my experiences and key observations. Okay, number one, the typical American woman is fat. Okay, let me say this again. Number one, the typical American woman is fat. This is the most broadly obvious and glaring observation about American women. They struggle mightily with their health and appearance. Take a stroll around anywhere USA, and you will find that Java the Slut, land whales, and pigs in wigs are the norm. Endangering men's libido and digestive systems, and wreaking havoc on furniture and the healthcare system. That's my I think that describes my sister. My sister's fat. She's overweight, and she eats a lot of junk. But yeah, like all kinds of crap. She drank like about 20 to 30 cans of Minute Maid fruit punch, and I think 40 cans of Diet Coke and regular Coke. And she likes to eat cookies and all kinds of junk, and she's a diabetic. Yeah, and she is loaded on tons and tons of medication, and she is weird, crazy, and just difficult to deal with. Okay, they are unhealthily and do not take they are unhealthy they are unhealthy and do not take care of themselves. Not only do they not take care of themselves, but they don't give a shit what they eat or how much they eat. That's my sister. A gym is like some distant planet to most of them. They are delusional enough to think that looking like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's cousin is beautiful and perfectly acceptable. You can't even imagine how many times I've heard statements from women in public and at work like we don't care what we eat, and and proud and proud delications such as I can eat anything I want. American women haven't the slightest clue, after waddling only a few steps to their vehicles, that they can't barely get into to make their daily run to Dunkin' Donuts, which they can't get a man or even get men to notice them. They also can't figure out the cause of their labored breathing and persistent coughing that keeps them awake at night and annoys the fuck out of everyone around them. The feminist movement sure had most American women leaving the kitchen for McDonald's and processed foods. In addition to there being very few skinny women as a result, there are very few American women who admit that they are fat or have a weight problem. Also, for every one American woman who has or claims to have a thyroid problem or condition, rest assured that there are 100 more using that as a cop-out to cover up their bad eating habits and laziness. With this fat acceptance of movement, unfortunately, gaining steam and bearing a general shift in American women's attitudes towards their health, the obesity epidemic among women in America is only getting worse and is further diminishing the already meteorite dating landscape. My sister had thyroid problems, and I think she had surgery on her. Got a thyroid taken out of her. Yeah, and she's lazy. And yeah, and she had bad eating habits. She has a poor diet. Yeah. Okay. Number 2. American women have very bad attitudes. Simply put, the vast majority of American women are bitches. They are rude for no reason, confrontational, defiant, demanding, stand selfish, crazy, and are angry 99% of the time. They are impatient and scoff at just about anything. It is no surprise that they are unapproachable, and to be in their presence in a nightmare, and would make a man run for the hills or the airport. True to that. In the extremely rare instance where they are nice, it's easy to sense the bitch. It's easy to sense the bitch behind the curtain due to the shackiness in their voices. They are playing nice just to get what they want. Yeah, my sister does that too. Yeah, she has a bad attitude and she just be nice to get what she wants. American women generally think that being nice is a sign of weakness and that being a bitch is what gets things done. They think it's a sign of strength, and if you don't like it, you can't handle a real woman and can fuck off. Yeah. Whatever. Real woman. That's a joke. Disturbingly, some men like a bitch, a woman with an attitude. It seems such men are strong. It seems that such men like strong women and a challenge. It also seems that such men are suffering from missing balls syndrome. Personally, I've never viewed being a bitch as attractive, romantic, or sexy. It is little wonder then why American women are unapproachable. This attitude is off putting and only brings out the worst in people. When walking down the street or while grocery shopping, instead of excuse me, I commonly hear get out of my way or nothing at all, which clearly indicates that an American woman thinks she owns the place, that nobody else matters, and that she has no obligation to be sincere. Few American women will admit they are bitches, and the ones that don't are severely lacking in self awareness. Either way, they seem content or not changing this respect. Yeah, well, this woman I know, that I used to see in the break room at TJ Maxx in Longview. I used to work there. Her name was Rebecca, and she had an attitude. She was angry all the time, and I remember I worked till like 8 o'clock there, and she was there, and she talked about something like I don't give a shit and something like that, and yeah, and she was just an angry bitch. And yeah, and I tried to talk to her, and like she didn't want to talk to me. And I remember giving her candy, and she threw it in the trash can. Yeah, yeah, that's a bitch right there. Yeah, a shitty bitch from Texas, white. So all I can say is she can go fuck herself. Okay, number three. American women have the worst fashion sense in the world. It baffles me as to why American women generally view being out in public as one being slumber as one big slumber party. But this is the reality of today's American fashion sense. In America, it is common to see women dressed in pajamas and sweatpants at the bank, the post office, the store, and even at work. Flip-flops and ugly Uggs are their preferred footwear, nothing else. At best, they will dress themselves in jeans and a hoodie sweatshirt, which is their version of dressing for the occasion, which usually means going out for a night of extensive alcohol consumption. Regardless of what they wear, their clothing is either too big or too small for their size. There are expectations to this rule, but you'll be hard pressed to find a well dressed American woman, or the well dressed women that I have seen in America. I've noticed that they are usually hefty and really don't carry themselves well. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. You can't really blame such a woman for trying. But when it neglects their health, it doesn't really matter what she wears. Dog shit covered in frosting is still dog shit. I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but when I see a woman dressed as such, I can only think that she is a shameless soul who is lacking pride in her appearance and has no respect for herself. Uh, um, yeah, yeah. Going back to Rebecca. She wasn't fat; she was thin, but she was still a bitch. Um, yeah, yeah. I noticed when I went out in public. I went to a convenience store and in a Walmart. I see, yeah, I see some women like wear like shirts and sweatpants and yeah, yeah, walk around. Yeah, yeah. I remember my mother tell me I can do that, and I said, well, I don't want to do that. I just want to wear real clothes. I don't want to walk around in my pajamas. I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm not into that stuff. So yeah, I think women who walk around in sweatpants and pajamas in public, they're just making fools of themselves, and they're just basically a bunch of, they just basically just make, they're just basically a bunch of circus clowns. Okay, number four, their extreme arrogance. American women are the most prestigious women on earth. They have inflated egos, a princess syndrome. Their entitled attitude causes them to believe that there is little or no work required of them. They generally think that simply because they are women, they are worthy of everything, and that other people should just provide for them in an instant. They think that it's okay to enter a parking lot via the exit that reads, "Do not enter," and that it's acceptable to run red lights and stop signs. I've seen such or occasion numerous times, and the culprits are almost always women. They think that they should get their best jobs that they're not qualified for. I have had jobs where I dealt with female colleagues who say rubbish like, "Well, I'm a nurse, so I don't have to do that," or "My name is blank," so that should qualify me as the best person for the job. I also heard such repeated dribble from a group of unpleasant female colleagues like, "Nobody came to give us for the meeting," despite constant reminders. Well, it's advanced that meaning we're mandatory and monthly. I have I I've even had the displeasure of walking down narrow hallways countless times, only to encounter a fast only to encounter a fatso gal coming my way and not even making an effort to move because she was so fat. She took up nearly the entire space of the corridor. This definitely feel that they are they are greater than they really are. For example, an American woman who is a 6 thinks she's an 8. They do believe that big is beautiful and that men should lower their standards for a woman. They want men to accept them for all their flaws, for all their faults, for they think they're so righteous and above everyone else, and that alone should be enough to bring to the table in a relationship. Ugh. She's so fat she takes up the entire corridor. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, there was this fat ass woman at this convenience store, and that I went to, she had an attitude. She was she was this sumo wrestler fat, like super fat, like Jabba the Hutt fat. And her family was there, her husband was there. Her husband had a big beer belly, pot belly, stomach gut, and her children, her daughters were with them. and they're all walking out, and the guy starts shouting, and that fat bitch told him to hush. Yeah, and she was like angry and bitter. She's just some angry, bitter, fat ass bitch, And she was like the type of person that that don't want to like talk to you, don't want to have anything to do with you. And, yeah, she can go fuck herself. Yeah. Okay, number 5. Their selfishness. Their social changes during the last few decades have definitely led to a better way of living and monetary independence from American women. Too bad that during the process they forgot about others and thinking else and everything else around them. American women are of in their own world, completely full of themselves and lacking in teamwork. I completely lost track of a number of times I've heard of them always putting their needs and desires before those of others and offering nothing but a official sandwich in return. It comes as no surprise that they know diddly squat about pleasing men, being in committed relationships, being good mothers, or good companions. One would think that they would be at least take care of themselves as a result of their independence. But as I stated previously, American women are falling in the responsibility department. I've also noticed their attention. I also noticed their attention hoarding on social media with selfies and posts indicating nearly everything they are doing, such as waking up, going to the movies, and going to bed, as if the rest of the world actually gives a raccoon's nutsack about such activities. It's all about me. It's not just a phase. It's not just a phrase on a T-shirt. It's the American woman's. It's the American woman's martara. Wherever that word is. Okay, number 6. American women are generally immature. The more time I spend in the U.S., the more I see it as let me start over again. Sorry about that. The more time I spend in the U.S., the more I see it as one big daycare center, thanks to American women and their obnoxious, irresponsible, and childish behavior. I've noticed that most American women are still stuck in their teenage years, or even worse, their pre-adolescent years. I've definitely seen plenty of 40-something women acting like they just graduated from elementary school. They are definitely caught up in a vocabulary retardation. That's my sister. That's my sister. That's her. That's her in a nutshell. That's her. For example, they're abusive to the word what by responding to questions in a loud and childish manner. What? Talking about acting like spoiled brats and petulant children. If anyone fell asleep in manners class, it's American women. When they are not cursing like a drunken Oscar the Grouch, even to their children, they are using gangster phrases. Yes, grown women, not even from impoverished areas speaking like they are rappers. Their laughter at the highest decibel level accomplished by incessant and American chatter is something that unpleasantly distinguishes them from other women. That and they cringe indicating nasal accent. They chew food with their mouths open and talk with their mouths full. When they're finished with their unhealthy meals, they burp, fart, and laugh about it afterwards. I hear very young grandmothers encourage and practicate the childish acts of their children and grandchildren, who take after them in nearly every sense imaginable. Nice parenting there. When they are distracted, they say such things like aloud like, "I'm tired and I want my mommy." I once saw a woman walking out of a restroom still pulling up and fastening her pants. Now tell me, when has that ever been feminine? That's not feminine. Ugh. Disrespect, like, seems to me they have no respect for themselves. Now I don't know about you, but when I think of such aforementioned behavior, I think of a bunch of young males goofing off, or Johnny Knoxville and company causing mischief, aka jackass. Why would one ever want to be in a relationship with or marry these saltires? If American women are so childish, do you really want to marry one of them and be a single parent? It would make sense that the only group of people you should be acting like children are children, but American women opt for the Peter Pan route instead. At best, it takes them an achingly long time to grow up, if ever. Yeah. 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 My sister, she acts childish. Okay, number 7. American women usually make terrible bosses and co-workers. Petty behavior, zero productivity, all in the day's work. The credo of the TV series The Office is also that of American female bosses and co-workers. More often than not, American women are a pain in the ass in the workplace. Female co-workers are lazy and incompetent and will focus all their efforts and company time playing things sadly by kissing ass to compensate for their lack of skills and productivity. I have worked with complete imbeciles with no qualifications. That only got the job because they knew someone in the company. It didn't help that those in charge were such snobbly doofuses to settle for such loserdom by hiring such money-losing cancers. I've seen that they come to work for the paycheck and screw off and spitting others. and forgetting about simply getting the job done. In their aerosol of annoyance, distraction, and periodically are insistent in loud socializing, ear-piercing laughter, constant aspertines, singing and humming, foot tapping / stomping, gum snapping, mobile phones going off loudly and vibrating like small motors, personal phone calls on company time, and disappearing acts from desks via extended and authorized breaks. They typically start their day with an attitude of desfant, yet bullshit themselves into thinking all is well in the workplace. They will reset you for getting them caught in running their party, not being able to screw around on the clock. But they will make it seem like something is wrong with you, that you are the cause of the problem. Anytime I ever called out a female colleague on something that was her fault or a job she failed to do, she immediately became defensive and restored to cop-outs and redirected blame always on me. Women hate accountability, so they treat it like something foreign by pointing fingers at others in order to preserve their reputation. The hell that is a female female dominated workplace results in an absence of teamwork, lack of responsibility, and no sense of community, because selfish American women in the workplace usually means selfish employees. Female management is no better either. Whether they are managers, assistant managers, upper management, or human resources, they are not in their position to lead, but to abuse power. When they are not micromanaging, they will deny problems while letting them get worse, and then 6 months later say that there is the same problem because they can't stand such undermining form summaries. In my work experience, female bosses have gone out of their way and worked in conjunction with certain female employees to get me to fail even after I had been hired. From having a dusty desk first day on the job to phones that don't work, their methods are subdued and systematic. If you are a man in a workplace that is mostly women, nobody will support you or let you reach your full potential. It's all a game for them. It's all a game to them, not a job. They think a man's plight is funny, so they want to be entertained. Despite skills, qualifications, and constantly producing stellar results, top performers are picked on the most by female bosses in order to pander to the interest of the weakest links they fail to fire. Female bosses do not like productivity. They desire drama. If their tests are passed, they only become angrier and will make sure the top performers are miserable with the worst working conditions. The end result is that A players get so mad that they either get fired or quit, causing a brain drain on the company. I once complained to a female boss about work not being done while I was gone on vacation, despite me being way ahead on my work right before I left. Somehow she magically made it seem that what I didn't get done in my absence that I had no control over was my fault. Never mind that I came back from a well-deserved period of time off in a conclinical betterment that in used. Female bosses are very condescending and cynical and will try to nail you on anything and everything simply because they don't like you. They will reach to and scrape the depths of the earth to find dirt on you, especially if you are a man. During job interviews or when a new manager comes on aboard, they will discount everything you've ever done in your career and for the company. They will do things their way, even if their way runs the department or company into the ground. It's power to them. The rest is meaningless. If you've ever wondered why companies tank, it's typically because female management is managing, not leading. In my years of working, I've had many bosses, and all but one was a male. My best bosses were one female who got it, and one male. Granted, there are some good female bosses and co-workers out there who will have your back in the workplace and form reciprocal reference and long-lasting friendships, but they are retinous. They are horrendous, wherever that word is. Oh yeah, I had female boss. Yeah, I had a female boss in the past. Her name is Susan Bose. She's the manager at TJ Maxx in Longview, Texas, and she was an idiot. She was just some dumb, ignorant, backwards redneck who didn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. And she was a bullshitter. And yeah, she was a bullshitter. She was full of shit. Some white people in Texas and some black people in general, and people like her, they're like full of shit, and they are. Yeah, she was a terrible boss, and adding the right to work, adding right to work is horrible. I think right to work is wrong, and I think it needs to be shot down. But that's not gonna happen. Yeah, right to work. Yeah, I think all states need to be pro-union states. Yeah, yeah, better pay. Better wages of better pay and strong rock hard unions. But that's not gonna happen. You know. America is a very, very conservative country. You know. I'm not gonna bash all women in the workplace. There's some women out there who are really good workers. They care about their job and they do their job the right way. And yeah, and they will have your back regardless if you're a man or a woman. I think these shitty women, in the workplace, I think they're garbage, and I think they need to go. I think I think women who don't care about their jobs, and who are yeah who like this who Andy has described, and women who want to talk to you if it's business related. If it's business related, I think they all suck. Okay, Okay, number 8. Materialism and superficially define the American woman. Too many times over the years, I've heard American women demand that a man have a six-figure income, live in a McMansion, and drive whatever the fuck is in the latest James Bond flick in order to even date them. In addition to that, they present a different version of themselves when meeting potential suitors. This is just to reel them in, or at the very best, play head games for their own personal amusement. American women are engulfed in getting status and possessions, not caring about character, love, or respect. The result is someone who is soulless and providing much to a relationship or contributing to society. A woman like that, I wouldn't have anything to do with you. I mean, I want you to love me for who I am, not what I have. Okay, so if you care about like how much money I have, what car I drive, what house I live in, you can go fuck yourself. Fuck off. Okay, number 9. American women can't cook. Few American women have mastered the culinary arts. Even fewer make any attempts to learn to make simple meals or even brew a cup of freaking coffee. I've only even known one American woman who admired to not knowing how to cook and was willing to learn how, and that was right before she got married. That's it. One woman. All others I've known avoided the kitchen unless it was to microwave leftovers from ladies' night out at some chain restaurant. American women are too busy stuffing their faces at fast food joints and consuming overpriced drinks at Starbucks to even try to make a home-cooked meal. Yes, they're busy working those jobs too, but sooner or later, they're going to realize that eating out all the time puts a strain on their budgets as well as their waistlines. My sister got surgery, I think on her back, and she got some pins stuck in her. And instead of like having her recover in the hospital just kicked her out. I mean, that's the shitty healthcare here in America. And she made me go out and buy her fast food. She had me go out and buy fast food for her 2 times, and she ate fast food 2 times, twice. And all the health problems that she has, and all the pills that she's on, like, and sooner or later I think she's gonna kill herself. I mean, I remember my mother, she worked for Jordan Health Services. I mean, she came to like give her a bath since she couldn't bathe herself. She passed out, and my mother was screaming and shouting, telling me to call 911, and she's gonna die. She's dying. She's dying. She's dying. And my sister was laying in this walker naked, and my mother was giving her a sponge bath, and she was just out. And I thought she was dying, but she came back to life. I put my hand on her chest, and her heart was beating. And yeah, and she was overweight. She was fat. Yeah. So she's okay now, but I mean, sooner or later she's gonna pass away. With all the junk and all the crap that she's eating. Yeah. Okay, number 10. The typical American woman is tattooed. This pathetic excuse for art has become a value among American women. Too many American women are meant on this threat just for the sake of fitting in. It appears they want to be as badass as the badasses they try to attract, or they just want to get noticed. Regardless of their socioeconomic classes, they just look trashy with no class when they get a tattoo. I've noticed that nowadays their tattoos cover all or most of their body, and that it is virtually impossible for them to cover them up per their job requirements. I'm appalled at the number of scarlet letters I seen on women in the gym, at the store, and during the stroll through the park. If one is into having a fucking chuck with a whore or a slut, by all means bang away. Then again, that is what most American women are, whores and sluts, viva their tedious to stray nowadays. This kind of art doesn't arouse me. If it did, I would head on over to the local art gallery and have sex with paintings. It is said that every tattoo has a story. Yeah, the story of someone wanting to put ink all over their body and didn't think that a turnoff that would be, or how that would look nowadays, weeks, months, or decades down the line, or in someone doesn't respect their body. End of story. I'm not into tattoos. Like, I don't see what's so great of having like ink on your body. I just don't like. I just don't like. I've seen a lot of people like just covered in tattoos, both men and women. And yeah, not all women in America are fat. I mean, you got some fat women, you got some thin women, and also you got some fat men as well. Overweight men, and some of them have shitty attitudes as well. Yeah, and both fat men and fat women make up the epidemic in America of the epidemic obesity. Yeah. Yeah. I was getting there. I was getting there. I was going into the fat realm. I mean, if I didn't exercise, I mean, if I didn't exercise, I mean, I'll be Jabba the Hutt. I'll be Jabba the Hutt doing this video.
Hello, everybody. Nigga Manchester here. Back with another video.
Yeah, I'll be like that. Okay. Number 11. Their hatred for men. Thanks to feminism, magazines, and television, America has become not only a place where women don't need men, but a man-hating society. Yeah. I like this. I love this. Women have dismissed men as tumbling, bumbling morons, creeps, evildoers, pigs, and second-class citizens. In other words, they treat men like shit. I have had an unfortunate experience of being paralyzed by women who talk down to me as if I were a 6-year-old. simply for being a man. It is my behalf that the loser and deadbeats that women hook up with have tarnished the image of a normal dude of the normal dudes and have taken things out of content. The reason male leadership is frowned upon in the US is because women are hell bent on shaming and emasculating men for being natural leaders and taking the influence. American women hate this because they are the ones who desire power. They only need men as scapegoats for their own failures and for whatever is wrong with society. Only then will they take a reactive stance by asking where the real men and heroes are. Yeah. Right here. I rarely hear praise from women about men or the men they are with, but plenty of constant complaints and criticism. It's no surprise then that American women complain about the slightness of manners, like their husbands forgetting to pick up milk on the way home from a long day at work, not washing the dishes or taking out the trash, or subscribing to the benefit that men can't operate appliances for fix a toilet when few women can't even do it themselves. In college, I was once asked by a female athlete on scholarship to stop by her apartment and help her assemble a shelf that she couldn't even put together correctly. After that was all said and done, all I got was an authentic thanks. Authentic thanks. Thank goodness for a speck of gratitude. Ironic how I've heard phrases like, well, a man designed it, indicating blame on men for construction flosses. You gotta read the owner's manual, you stupid bitch. I've also heard women complain to men about the weather as if the men were somehow responsible for meteorology. I once stopped off at a gas station in the middle of nowhere, nothing for miles, and when another car arrived, out came a couple, a skinny man and a chubby woman, and the first thing the woman said upon exiting the vehicle was, "It's so cold." She directed that statement exclusively at him, making it seem like the cold weather and apparently Viva some more inhabitable, their entire road trip was his fault. Leave it to American women, being the instigators that they are, to ignore or otherwise peaceful fill up. They are insensible and cold to a man's feelings and needs. At my father's funeral, his former boss, who was obnoxious for being a cold and militant micromanager that bled hate in the workplace, attended and came up to me saying nothing more than a darn statement of, "You'll have to get over it," and then she walked away. You cold, heartless, conceited bitch. You dirty, disgusting, heartless whore. They will cockblock their friends for seeing other men. I once asked some chick out on a date only to get a call from her friend vehemently saying it wasn't okay for me to go out on a date with her because she wanted her friend all to herself, and she claimed that since they weren't back in town for summer vacation, it was their right to spend as much time together as possible. Needless to say, the date was canceled. Moving along, I once knew an American woman who publicly slandered a male judge on social media for supportedly delaying her divorce papers. Apparently, she didn't possess patience in such a manner. It should come as no surprise that I cut all ties with this woman, who was at one point a colleague, as I couldn't associate myself with some engaging in such disrespectful behavior. American women have no problem falsely accusing men of rape, sending them to prison, manipulating courts, and men into paying for children that aren't theirs, and killing their dreams. Chivalry is obviously dead. Yet I still hear American women complain that their men don't do things to satisfy their princess syndrome, like take them out to a nicer dinner on Valentine's Day. American women have relegated men to nothing but sperm donors and walking ATM machines. Yeah. Heard Doc G talked about this. I said this in another video. Doc G said in this video on his channel that on YouTube that two lesbians approached him and asked him for his sperm so they can have a child. Yeah. And he said it was flattered, but he said it was creepy and weird. And that's just sad. Really, really sad. Well, I don't have to worry about that problem. Number 12. American women are the most irrational beings on earth. It amazes me how American women don't make much sense of anything. Their lack of logic is just astounding. Ask an American woman a question and she'll not only answer it, but she'll say something that inwardly sounds important but really isn't and is not on topic. American women spend insane amounts of time trying to sound right at all times. They have such a such a huge superiority complex that they are under the illusion that they can say and do anything they want, and it will be right, valid and vacated. That way they will encounter a situation where they are clearly wrong. They won't make out. They wouldn't be made out to be such fools. No wonder I've heard countless women in America think that good is bad. That good is bad. Boob tubes are better than flat screens, and 2 + 2 = 5. When some American women found out that I was dating overseas, and why I was doing so, in addition to being shocked, they still had the nerve to tell me I wasn't looking hard enough or in the right places. I guess to them, I had to either settle for miraculously stateside by waiting for the right time, or go to Mars and marry a green chick with 3 breasts. Common sense is non-existent with American women. The real reason why American women like shopping, or rather shopping for useless crap, is because they are emotional creatures that leads to impulse buying. They will buy things at the register that they don't need, but they don't realize it until afterwards that they didn't need it. The result is a reactionary creature. The result is a reactionary creature realizing the damage she's done when it's too late. But now they have to live with it for the next few years. You can find them frequently traveling on the bad decision highway. Their only defense is telling a man, "You think too much." Yeah, I remember my sister buying a purse in France, like France, and she bought it. And when we got home, she took the purse and just threw it in a closet somewhere and forgot all about it. And she just wasted her money on purses and all kinds of junk that she doesn't need. And she's a compulsive hoarder. So yeah, she is out of control. Yikes. Okay. Number 13. American women do not possess much material power, maternal powers. The last time I had an intelligent conversation with an American woman was over a decade ago, and I can't count the total number of times I have an intelligent conversation with an American woman. On one hand. When I talk to American women, I always have to repeat myself because they are so stupid. Their listening abilities suffer as a result. Even after I make my point multiple times, I still get looks like I just disembark I still get looks like I just disembarking from a spaceship. I might as well be talking to a brick wall. Ironically, the common phrase I hear the most from American women is, "This is so stupid." American women are also geographically and historically challenged. Not even a decade ago, an American woman I talked to thought that Armenia still belonged to Russia. With or without navigational systems, American women get lost the most while driving, even if you're riding with them, and clearly locate a destination for them, even if it's a major freeway or big convention center. They still won't see it and will keep on driving. Well, that has been my experience. I'm sure there is an American woman. I'm sure there is an American woman who tried to go to Google Maps to get driving directions from San Francisco to Hawaii and end up complaining that the system is not functional. Hence, a typical conversation between American women is annoying, distracting, intermittent, and lacks any substance. American women are as useful as a bag of M&Ms in a brush fire. If you can't have an intelligent conversation with an American woman, how can you be imitated? I can be emanated with them. Number 14, their infiltration with bad boys. Have you ever been passed over for Mr. Asshole? I have, countless times. American women really know how to squander gold opportunities and dating by dating assholes. This is one of the contributing factors to a dysfunctional dating scene and ass backwards society. Being a nice guy in America is a death sentence, while being an asshole, a convicted felon, a drinker, a drug abuser, a cheater, a douchebag, and a whorehead is royalty. Such red flags fail to get noticed by American women, as they see only adventure and cheap thrills in such boys. They are quick to go for the criminal Wall Street bankers because of the money. Weeks, months, or years later, American women will seek out the nice guy with random but nicer but normal phone calls, texts, and emails so they can whine about their awful choices and suitors. An American woman's version of a shrink is a nice guy, but put in a friend zone, who she can complain to and whose shoulder she can cry on. America is definitely the champagne room for such fuckery. Yeah. America is definitely the champagne room for such fuckery. Number 15. American women are in a state of denial. Ever heard that denial is dangerous? Well, it is. American women are living in their own sugar-coated dream world, delusional with a distorted view of reality in the world. As a result, they are not well aware of their surroundings. They are queens of being mentally unstable, have unrealistic expectations and ridiculous standards. They really believe nothing is wrong with them and are psychotic to the point where they act like their shit doesn't stink, but fraudulently and literally. American women can't comprehend why men are angry, avoid them, and looking overseas for female companions. They don't understand the consequences of their actions. American women ask too many questions, but don't even come close to being solution-oriented. They may explain why when a woman walks around thinking everything is hunky-dory, she asks others what is wrong or tells them to put a smile on their face without taking the time to get to the root of the problem or know the person. She can't put two and two together. I even had a female boss who, though, despite major attendance problems over a span of many years, that the absent were enigmatic and justified, yet she didn't listen to anybody else's ideas on how to improve the situation, nor could she come up with any ideas herself. American women fail to understand that nobody wants to order their metaphysical shit sandwich that they constantly offer up. Don't bother. I came to the conclusion long ago that American women are the lost cause and need to be avoided. Canadian women need to be avoided as well, because the women in Canada suck ass too. I am in no way convinced, nor do I have any hope that American women will improve in any way, anything soon. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, a very, very big choir of men who are part of Happier Abroad, and I'm part of that choir as well. But I feel the need to reinforce and reciprocate this without sounding redundant while still identifying a major problem in the U.S. And for those who are rolling your eyes at what I'm writing, American women deserve this criticism, and quite frankly, yeah, they deserve it. Yeah, I'm not gonna roll my eyes at you. I agree with you, and I like it. I don't think they get enough of it. I seriously think they need to know how bad they really are, and this needs to continue to be voiced so that more men wake up to this reality. The more men that wake up to this reality, the more men will be able to focus on themselves. And that goes to the men in Canada as well. The more they will love and challenge themselves to become better people. There is so much potential to be met and so much the world has to offer. The focus should be on saving money for that trip abroad, work on that promotion, education, in and out of the classroom, learning new skills and getting new hobbies like pissing your name in cursive on a wooden fence. All of these are much better and so much more rewarding than wasting time, money, and effort on American women and Canadian women as well. Let me know that I am not launching a hate-filled attack. You're not. You're speaking the truth about how women in America are. Nor am I promoting violence. I don't hate women. Cue the contrary. I just have no respect for bitches, and that is what most American women are. There are some good American women out there, and they are. There are some good American women out there, but they are extremely rare and are always taken. That's true. Don't date, marry, or befriend American women. They will make your life miserable and bring out the worst in you. And they brought out the worst in me. Don't bother with American women. They are a lost cause. D.N. Wow. That was great. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I went to pay my water. I remember I always go to pay the water bill, for my house so I can have water. I mean, the water I'm getting from this water place that I pay the water bill at, it has salt in it and it'll raise your blood pressure. I mean, it has salt in the water. And it's bad for your skin, bad for your hair, and bad for your health. I mean, it'll make you develop high blood pressure because it has like salt in it. So this water is shit, and I'm paying money for it. And there was this girl there with curly hair. I mean, I remember I had problems with the toilet in my house, and I explained to her about it. And she just talked about something else and went into an argument with me. She argued with me, and she's a terrible employee, and she needs to be fired. But she still works there, you know, and she still has a job, and I think she should. I think she needs to go. I mean, she sucks. I mean, but there's some, but yeah. And also, there's a good American woman out there. Her name is Sarah. She's a hygienist at Doctor 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 Chad Silvertooth in Liberty City, Texas. She has blonde hair and she's in her 40s, you know, and she's really nice, and she's married, and she's married. She has children, you know. She has a daughter, I think. I mean, she showed. I mean, I told her about me going overseas. You know, we talked. You know, and she was really nice. And she told me she was dyslexic. You know, and I told her I had a learning disability, that I have learning I have memory issues. I can't remember what I read or comprehend or whatever. Um. So yeah, she's one of these she's one of these nice American women who are rare and hard to find. Yeah, and they are taken. Well, yeah. And also I encountered an overweight girl. Like, she was young, like she was real nice as well. You know, she wasn't robotic and stiff like women I deal with at other places, like other stores, and that eyeglass place I went to get new eyeglasses. You know, those women who at that eyeglass place where I got new eyeglasses at were just robotic and just stiff, and they were Hispanic slash Mexican, or El Salvadorian, or Nicaraguan, or Guatemalan, whatever. Um, well, actually, they're typical Hispanic, Mexican Texans. Yeah, yeah, those women, they're shit. You know, when you know, I'm gonna avoid American women. You know, I'm not gonna have anything to do with them. The women I want is good, decent, nice, kind American women, and foreign women as well. And you know, foreign women are some of them aren't that great either. Like, some of them are just as bad as American women. But you know, there's more good women over there than bad women, like the bad women here. So yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I mean, if you like this video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike it and subscribe. And this video goes out to Captain Brandon, horror lover, wherever you are, man. Hope to see you again. Hope to see you again on the comment sections on one of my videos. And Brian Deeb, I mean, this video goes out to you as well. All right. This is the New Manchester saying this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.